We did a show in the UK and a girl fainted and she had to be taken outside with the ambulance and she missed the whole show. She literally waited at the front of the barrier for the whole show and then passed out. So because of Twitter and because she told us this, we were able to get her address, get some tour stuff that nobody else would have and sign all that and then send it to her. You know, that's just one example. There's many more.
I've been kicked right down, I've been spat in the face, I've been thrown way down to the lowest place, I've been lied to, shamed.
How you doing? My name is Mark.
How you doing? My name is Glenn.
How you doing? My name is Daniel O'Donoghue.
And we are The Script, and we've no second names. We found each other at the welfare exchange. I'm joking. We were, myself and Danny were living in Los Angeles at the time. We'd spent quite an amount of years actually living there, just trying to make it in the music industry. And Glenn, I had been home to Ireland, and I had met up with Glenn for the first time, I suppose.
Yeah.
He expressed that he'd love to come to America and try out and see what happens, you know, as far as his drumming goes, which I thought he was just bullshitting because I didn't realise how good of a drummer he was or anything. We said, oh yeah, come over for a holiday be cool. And he came over, and I think the day he landed there, we went straight to the studio. I figured for fun, there was a bunch of guys there. There was Lemmy from Motorhead's Kid, there was just a bunch of musicians all hanging out, and I just said to Glenn, get up there and play drums, and he did, and we thought he'd be sinking, and he was actually surfing, which was great.
That one particular day, it just clicked, you know. There was that missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle that just went in. There was that extra wheel that was missing. Bang, just got on the car, and it's just been, it's definitely been a roller coaster ever since. It's been fantastic. I think everybody's songwriting got better because we really had something to get our teeth into in order to, you know, beforehand when you're trying to imagine what another person would want to sing, you're almost stepping out of yourself. And I think listening back to those songs, some of the songs, you kind of suffer because you're pretending to be somebody else. So you're trying to, what would they like to sing, what this, that and the other, and you're kind of guessing really. So you're kind of half singing them, half guessing the lyrics. But it was only when we really started to write for ourselves that the onus of, wow, we really have to have something to say here, that and every lyric has to be that way, the verse has to be that way, the chorus, everything. So give us a whole sense of urgency about really taking a look at what we're writing. And I think it got better, like 100% better since that day, to be honest.
She's in line at the door with her head held high. Well, I just lost my job, didn't lose my pride. And we both know how we're gonna make it work when it hurts. When you pick yourself up, you can't turn the dirt.
The title of the album, Science and Faith, came about because we wrote a song basically called Science and Faith, and that song came about just by I suppose the struggle in a relationship. It was I had a quite a weird argument with my wife one night about she's an American woman and me being Irish, and I tend to take quite a staunch male stance in a relationship. Figured I was breaking down the world to I suppose to chemicals, you know, and to molecules, I suppose, and I didn't realise as I was breaking the world and love down to an actual chemical reaction that I was unravelling everything she felt for me, being a songwriter and being the person that she met and loved. In every relationship, be it straight or gay, it's just something that exists in every relationship. When you meet somebody, I think there's a period of time that you think you really click and you think you've got so much in common, but actually there's a point where you realise that I don't fucking know you at all and you don't know me at all, and it's like a strange feeling because you suddenly have to build from there and actually have to have absolute faith in each other.
We were turning around, we've been to Australia, we've been to all across Europe, America, and those songs that you wanted to really flourish live end up falling flat on their faces, and those ones that you thought you'd fall flat on your face end up being the favourites. So it really gives you a good sense of what type of chorus to write, not only for a crowd but the types of melodies and stuff that people kind of naturally react to. So you go back in armed to the teeth with all this information on the second album. And I think that's kind of, we just put that angst and that energy, that live energy, really into the second album. So you can tell the guitars are louder, we're a bit more confident, a bit more ballsy, I guess, you know.
Bad things happen for a reason, yeah. But no password's gonna stop the bleeding. 'Cause she's moved on when I'm still grieving, yeah. And when a heart breaks, no, don't break even.
We tend to wear our hearts on our sleeves a little bit, and I think people who like this band connect to this band because our music becomes the soundtrack to their lives, and they tend to relate to us because while we've been through an awful lot in our lives, we've losses and loves and triumphs and tragedies, and they tend to have, and everybody has the same thing, and I think that's what they see in us. We see three very normal lads, and they're able to relate to these words and this music that we put out there to look, we just express ourselves at the end of the day. Some people find it's quite a healing power to that. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's actually the closest we've had an audience to us in a long time. I mean, they were literally right there, and that was great to actually hear them so close singing the words back to us. It was brilliant.
I'd like to think that we broke down a barrier, whatever it was. If it's just like someone meeting maybe someone what they think is famous, it's just maybe you've seen them on the television, that they go away and they look at us and go, you know what, you don't have to be an asshole to be a star. You don't have to be anything, you don't have to be mean, or you don't have to be anything or pretentious or wear sunglasses indoors or any of this stuff. Just be normal, man, and people will accept you for that, you know?
'Cause I got time while she got freedom. Nice. Woo! 'Cause when a heart breaks, no, don't break even, no. What am I gonna do when the best part of me was always you?
How you doing? We got the script, and check out our show on Baeblemusic.
You're okay, yeah.